I recently found myself in a debate with a couple other leaders, and the debate was over toxic leadership versus holding people accountable. Now, there's a difference. Holding people accountable is a must. You can't lead if you don't hold people accountable. You must share your vision, give them goals, give them steps, and help them to achieve those steps. However, it's not toxic. Toxic leadership is when you expect more from people than you're willing to give, when you constantly on them, micromanaging them, bullying them, being disrespectful towards them, talking down to them, all the while they're trying to accomplish the task. If that's how you are, then yes, you are toxic. There is nothing worse in an organization than a toxic leader. More than likely, it's a bully who couldn't do the job themselves and have no other way of motivating people. Leadership is supposed to be positive. It's your job to find a positive way to motivate people, provide them with purpose and direction so that they can not only get the current job done, but so that they can become better themselves and become leaders themselves. You have to treat people as if they're your children or if they are someone else's parent and respect them that way. You have to learn to treat people the way that you would want to be treated. How would you want your kid's boss to act? Would you accept it if you walked into an office and someone was talking to your child the way you talk to people that you're in charge of? Definitely not. All you're doing is breaking people down. And there's no room for that. Holding people to the standard, yes. You issue them a task, you make sure they understand it, you give them room to do it, and you come back and check on them. And if they haven't completed it, then you correct it. And you show them how again, and have them do it again. Toxic leaders, well, they just sit there and nag and nag and nag because apparently they have some other personal issues that have not been resolved. So here's a couple things. If you get to work and nobody talks to you about anything personal whatsoever, you're probably a toxic leader. It's natural for humans to want to talk to each other and find common bonds. But if they don't want to find a common bond with you, it's because you're toxic. If you go to the water cooler or the break room and everybody finishes and leaves, it's probably because you're toxic. If people don't bring you their problems because they feel like you don't care, then the only way you find out that there's something wrong with the individual is after it's too late, then you're toxic. If you really want to know if you're toxic, see how people respond to you. Are they joyful and understand that you expect a lot from them, but they understand that what you expect from them is going to help move them forward, especially in their personal goals as well as professional? Or do they look like they can't stand the sight of you, almost as if they fear you? But sometimes when you're a toxic leader, you don't know the difference because you think fear is the way. It's not. You're not teaching anything. And that type of leadership is antiquated and you would need to move. Hold people to standards, but don't be toxic. Thank you.